And I'm back. Thought I'd jump in and do a bit of steering wheel so Venus has chosen this session to train on the steering wheel. Recently got a wheel. He's still getting used to it. You could have picked an easier car to drive for the training, mate. If I'm totally honest. Yeah. I really need to figure out bots for my stream and stuff. Yeah, go hard or go home. Yeah. At least you finished the race, mate. At least you finished the race. So 2 non-finishers there. Potsko and Adinsky. I'm not sure if Adinsky had a disconnect or issue the hotel. He's currently down in Cardiff. No messages, so he hasn't messaged me to let me know what's going on. Okay. Right, it's been a minute or two and then the qualifying session will start. So not a bad race for race 1. Obviously, for the better part, it was a clean race. The whole point of this is to jump on, drive and see what happens. Yeah. I suppose, Nick, that's one way of looking at it, Nick.
Go.
Okay, green light. 10-minute countdown has started for qualifying 2, and everybody's eager to get out there. First out the pit lane is Toxco. You'll want to have a better result on race 2 than you had in race 1, clearly. Hopefully the audio levels are okay. As well, last week the game audio was slightly loud last week. Okay, so predictions on winner for race 2. So Darren won race 1. Who do you think is going to get for race 2? Feel free, jump in the chat, let us know. So we're interested to see how the battles develop in race 2. It's going to be a cooler track, obviously an evening race. Are the battles going to be as close? Are we going to see the battle between Darren and No Performance repeat itself? Are we going to see O'Neill, Roto and Gamble going at it again with Freddie Parr? Is Stevie Mag going to have a better race than he had in race 1? Just noticed there we've got Neil B and Jonah Liam still sat in the pits at the minute. So I don't know if they're going to wait till the guys put a couple of laps in. Prepare the track for them, if you like, before they jump out, or they could be making some last minute changes. And as I'm saying that, Chris gets a little bit of a drift there as he comes out the bomb hole. That's made you feel sick. What, your driving's made you feel sick, Neil? What does that mean? Just take your toes up, mate, and as Nick says, go hard or go home. Okay. Chris gets it. Oh, wrong there. Coming to Montreal. Tyres obviously aren't ready yet. Track temperature is not much different for this qualifying. However, during the race, the track temperature is guaranteed is going to drop with it being an even race. So the guys are going to have to work a little bit harder to maintain tyre temperatures and brake temps as the race develops. Now it looks like Low Performance might be coming over to put the first time on the boards, give everybody a bar to aim for. And as I say that, it turns out he hasn't actually set a lap yet. Okay, I thought he had done. He's obviously not had a clean lap on the out. So we'll keep an eye on Sfax because he'll be the next car to come over the line. He was nice and steady, come round, head down towards Murray. Clean, takes a little bit too much curb. Shouldn't affect him too much. Car 18 goes with a 152, taken straight off him by Darren with 151. So Darren's coming in means business from the first lap there. Free power plus 4 down. Coming thick and fast now. Racing Rich plus 2, Scrapper plus 2.4, Proto 1.7 down. Car 82. Venus comes with the line, see what Venus is doing. Venus gets himself up into 9th. Vicious Gambler's just dropped in at 6th there. Curious in Low Performance, see how he's going to do actually. Still to set a lap. Now we do still have Neil B and Jonah sat in the pits. Not too sure what's happening there. So Performance comes round Murray's, foot to the floor. Can he knock down off with his 151.3? Almost 0.185 off it. Nothing in it. Goes straight back to the pits. Is he happy with that time, or is he making a change? Just under 4.5 minutes left of this. First time on the track, I'm 2.5 seconds off pace. Alright mate, that's not a problem. If you want to start from the back, start from the back. Some folk do, mate. Some folk find it easier just if they're off pace just to start from the back. Sometimes you can actually make places up if something goes wrong in turn 1. That's obviously personal choice, man. No worries, Jonah. No worries. Didn't realize you're watching the stream as well. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look down. Low Performance still sat in the pits. Sfax currently sat in 3rd, 1.4 down on the leader. Proto 1.8 down. Racing Rich in 5th, 2.2 down at the minute. Although Proto's just going to come off the line. No improvement there. Let's check in on Venus Terra. Gets a time on the boards. Still sat in 11th, plus 7 on the leader at the moment. Stevie Mag wants to have a better second race than a first race. Come round Murray's, heads down toward the line. Currently sat in 10th spot. Can he make it any improvement on that? And he does not, still sits in 10th. So we have got Darren coming in very, very hot to Brundle, and Nelson there. Lovely braking, nice and clean. He currently sat in first place, however, Low Performance is still sat in the pits, so biggest danger he's got at the moment is Imagine Fax, who is over almost a second and a half down on Darren. So there's no real danger of Darren losing this pole position at the moment, not unless Low Performance decides to come out and have a last lunge for the pole spot, but I don't feel he will be. Dan takes a little bit more time out of his time, not by much. It's like 5 thousandths of a second he took off there. Yeah, so it looks like Low Performance is happy to sit in second. However, his spot is now at risk as Imagine Fax He's only 0.6 down, so 300ths off of low performance. So that sitting in the pits might actually come back to bite low performance in the bum if Sfax can nail this lap and smash in another good one. Might just whip that second place off of low performance. So we'll sit with Sfax for the remainder of his lap at the moment. Should say, Jonah, welcome to the chat, mate. First time chatter, thank you very much. Channel, so the Twitch channel's currently got what, 38 followers. I'd love to get that up to 50. So 12 to go. So Sfax, foot on the floor, down the Bentley straight. If he nails this last sector, he could very much upset the balance of low performance and knock him off that front row. Nice line through there. We're into the last 30 seconds of quali for race 2, troops. I think he's... Has he slowed down there? I don't know, it looked like he's slowed down there. Might be wrong. Right, he's obviously going for a blistering lap this time round. He did slow down, yeah. So top 3 look comfortable at the moment. 4th spot has just been taken by Racing Rich. Knocked Proto down 1 spot. Roto takes 5th spot, knocks Proto down to 6th. Fruity Pass settles for 9th. Sfax has been that lap. Neil is in 11th. We have got Proto coming over the line. He's coming into the pits, so he's abandoned that one. So Proto's going to settle for 6th spot. 2, we've got Nick coming through in 12. Can he improve? He does. He bumps Neil down to 12th. So congratulations, Nick, there. Up 1 spot. A few guys been in it early there. Also happy with the current lap. Darren still out on track, taking every single second available. I suppose just to get some more time in the car. So it looks like we are Darren and O Performance on the front row, Sfax and Racing Rich second row, third row Roto and Proto. You couldn't bite that if you tried. 4th row Scrapper and Vicious, 5th Fruity Mag and Stevie, 6th Venus Terra and Neil, and then Totsko and Liam at the back. And Dan puts in the fastest lap of the session so far with a 150.6. He's obviously got a point to prove out there. Bit of bravado as Performance was sat in the pits. Was O Performance watching him? Is this Darren sending a message? You know what drivers are like, they get a bit feisty, a bit of competition, nothing wrong with that. So troops, just stay with us, we will be back in just a couple of seconds, well, a couple of seconds, in a minute or two. As the guy get ready, obviously there is a formation lap for race 2 as always, and this is race 2 of the evening at Snetterton. Back in a second.
Yeah, just get back to this, especially
Okay, we are back. We are back. Okay, just some information next week for the series. Next week we are off to Silverstone, so nice big track, plenty of space, so the guys can really give it their all and really let these cars loose. So I think we'll see a very, very different race next week. Silverstone, probably the most spacious track on this calendar, as the week after will be the double points final at Owen Park. So next week's race at Silverstone, I think we're going to see something slightly different. I think the drivers will have a different attitude towards the race, very, very much so due to the nature of the track. So we're under 30 seconds down to the formation lap in this last race of the evening.
20 seconds.
As the sun just starts to make its way down, so we're going to see a slight change in braking zones. Some of the braking markers the drivers are going to be using, I tend to use static reference points rather than braking boards. Shadows move, so I tend to use points within the barriers or what have you. So the shadows can definitely alter the braking zones. The track will be a lot cooler as well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting second race. As you can hear, he's holding the brakes here, trying to get the brakes, some heat into the brakes. There's the scary tree just past there on the left hand side that's actually no longer there. I'm sure it came down, or was cut down for safety reasons just a few years ago, I believe. Very iconic part of the Snetterton circuit. It's no longer there. But I'm sure it was a safety issue. It was actually cut down to the dismay of some of the hardcore fans, because it's obviously something about the track that's quite unique. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but I'm sure that was the reason behind it. As you can see, with the sun starting to dip now, we're going to have a challenge for the drivers with the sun in their eyes. Always does make me chuckle when the drivers complain about the sun in their eyes during sim racing. It's not like they can pull down the sun visor. You've just got to deal with them, I'm afraid. Or stick on a set of shades. Wear a pair of shades. We are now down the Bentley Straight. That's the last big straight of this formation lap. There's quite a few cars that aren't doing the weaving, so I'm quite surprised at that, because I don't believe the tyres are going to be temperature already. But then obviously it depends on their setup, what pressures they are running as well, and maybe they feel that they don't actually need to do so. So as they head round into the bomb hole, they will be forming up in their correct spots for the race, respectively left and right of the grid. So it looks like low performance is on the left hand side of this, so Darren's going to have to really be super defensive on this inside line. Last thing he wants to see is low performance slingshot it round the outside on turn 1. Steve Maggs currently sat in the pits here, I've just realised that. Right, we're going to stick with low performance. as they rid themselves, waiting for the lights to drop, and we can get race 2 underway.
Green light.
And it's green, and it's off. Darren's on the right hand side. Needs to really protect this inside line. We have got, looks like, Neil completely off the track there, pretty par. Protects it, however. Little performance coming up the right hand side. No, tucks it behind Darren. Not going to do it on lap 1. He's going to play safe, however, he's got Magnus Fax right behind him. Oh, sorry, performance getting a little bit rocky there coming to Montreal. Hasn't really worked out because Fax is now about to tuck in right underneath. So the first 3 are nice and tight. Checking on something. Oh, Stevie Mag is out. He obviously missed the countdown there. Hence why he is sat where he is at. Okay, so as we head towards Williams and the Bentley Straight, Darren's still leading with 0 performance, 0.2 behind him. 0.2 behind him is Fax. Racing Rich slightly behind, 0.8. Half a second behind him is Roto. 0.2 behind him is Proto, and then the gap creates. So top 6 all really tight in each other. Darren performance is Fax here, rolling really tight. Although Darren is pulling out a slight gap, not much. Eventually to see what the time gap is as he comes over the timing line on the centre straight there. Oh, Fax getting it all wrong out of Murray's. Now is Racing Rich. Yeah, Racing Rich going to come through and make him pay for that. Not only is Racing Rich going to make him pay, Proto is caught up, however does need to slip in behind Fax. Didn't quite make the grab on the pass there, so a nice little spot for Racing Rich as he goes on to steal second for the time being. However, Fax doesn't want to give it up, still there, 0.1 behind him. Here's an interesting one. Jonah Liam, who didn't set a qualifying time, as he was off the pace, has found himself in 8th spot. I'm going to jump on with Jonah here. Jonah's in 8th, 0.3 down on Vicious Gamble, 0.8 down on Vicious Gamble. So considering he didn't do a quali, he's sitting pretty in 7th. So he's obviously made some moves as other cars struggled in the first few corners of this race, and he is now getting very intimate with car number 5, which is Gamble. Yeah, the boys getting nice and cosy as they fire down the Bentley. Check in with Neil B in 12th, just under a second on free par. So nothing really happening down that end. However, low performance, 0.2 down on the leader. These guys going to be able to maintain a contact-free race in race 2. Obviously, time will tell. Hopefully, we'll get through it without any issues. Got to say though, with the sun coming down, it is a good-looking game. It looks really good. I think the last game to look this good with weather, etc., on the console anyway, Podcast 2. Atmospherics were absolutely fantastic that game. So as we're watching the performance there, he loses 200ths of a second on Darren. Not that it's a massive gap, because these guys are going to be back and forth, I suspect, for the remainder of this race. Just checking in. Oh, little battle for 8th here between Scrapper and Roto. was trying to decide whether Scrapper's wheels are pink or red there. Look at that pink. Not that that matters with the race, but oh, they're red. Here we go. Alright, so Scrapper and Roto, they had a little battle in the in race 1. And they're very much, I think, pace-wise, they're very much on a kind of a same level. In the table, you'll always see them very, very close to each other. So the abilities are very, very similar as well. And very much like Roto, Scrapper is a lot faster this year than he was last year. He's dropped back a little bit on Roto there, so Roto got a better lap, although Scrapper was kicking up some of the dirt. Okay, as those boys settle in there, we're going to jump up and check in on Proto Dan Mann, who's 0.3 off of Racing Rich, chasing him down for that 4th spot. So let's see Proto, aka what's Daniel, see what you can make of this. And as I say that, the gap has increased slightly. Now track temperature compared to race 1, we're down we're down 12 degrees. So there's a massive temperature drop. Huge, and that's going to have a massive effect on grip, stability of the car. And as I say that, Proto Dan goes drifting around Palmer there. So they are going to have to work harder to maintain the temperatures. Down the line, so we've lost the driver, so we have lost. Trying to figure out who we've lost here. As I'm trying to figure out who we've lost, Proto Dan decides he wants to go do some grass cutting. Trying to figure out Adinsky. We've lost Adinsky, so I don't know if that's been a disconnect. Adam, if you're watching the stream, let us know what happened there, mate. I didn't realise you weren't in race 2 there. Yeah, just let us know, man. Could be a connection thing with the hotel, something have you. That's unfortunate. Right, looking down, performance half a second down on Darren. So Darren's quite comfortable there. Then there's a significant gap down to 3rd place, so the top 2 are obviously pulled away again as they did in race 1. Mazisfax is plus 8 seconds down, comfortable in 3rd because Racing Rich is over 2 seconds down on him. Under no real pressure from Proto, who's 1.4 seconds down in 5th spot, with another gap down at 7th, over 7 seconds down is Gamble on 6th. Scrapper's 2.5 behind him, however Scrapper does have Roto on his rear end. Roto getting a little bit wide there and a little bit loose out in Montreal. And that's going to affect the gap between himself and Scrapper. Maybe pushing slightly hard in these very, very cool conditions. Hey Diesel man, how you doing? How was your bike ride? Did you get the weather for it? So we're going to come away from Scrapper and Roto, we're going to jump back up. Oh, right, we've had a switch round here. Performance has just passed Darren just before we jumped on there. They're very much in each other's pockets. This is a battle. So, is this a grudge match from race 1? Or is this just a grudge match? I can't believe I missed that. I just missed the pass there. I saw the time change and I just missed it. So we're going to stick with these two at the moment. See how this goes. I suspect this race and this battle is going to continue to get a little bit feisty. Not to say there's not battles going on up and down the pack at the minute. But there isn't. This is the only battle going on right now. Everyone else is kind of comfortable where they are. There's no car particularly close. We're going to keep an eye on So we'll stick with the race leaders. Can Darren get a double tonight? Can he get a double? Cool Diesel, mate. Glad you had a good weather, mate. I take it that's you just back, mate. It's why you're not on track. Okay, Darren's in his own focused. He's not really racing defensively at the minute, but he is being very consistent. Interesting line there coming out of bomb hole. So he got a little bit wide. The performance did have a look up the inside. Not bomb hole. I'm talking about Williams. Right, all performance has got the run down. Can Darren defend into Brundle? Side by side into Brundle. All performance goes wide. Oh, very far too eager there. I don't think he just got caught up in it. Missed his braking zone by an absolute mile. He is going to be so angry himself. That could have gone all kind of wrong. And not something we expect to see from all performance, to be honest with you. He's, yeah. So Darren, timings haven't updated yet, but Dan now has a comfortable gap to himself in all performance, so he can relax a little bit. All performance is going to have to really push hard now to build up that gap. He literally just threw away that unfortunate move into Brundle. Carrying way too much pace, far too much pace, and finds himself over 4 seconds down. So we're going to jump down the pack a little bit, check in on Proto, Danman and Racing Rich, where Proto is 0.3 behind Racing Rich in his mirrors. Hello mate, I'm here to pass you. Will that happen? Will that happen? Now Proto has been very racing really well tonight on track. He's been involved in a few of the battles and consistent. And obviously definitely wants to be, he's in a fighting mood, which is good. Now while these two are racing, he's over a second down behind them. However, imagine Sfax will start making time on these guys, because Proto's going to be on the attack, and obviously Racing Rich on the defence. And this is where you kind of, the lap times start going down. You're taking different lines, you're messing with your braking. Try to put the person that's behind you off.
Halfway mark. Keep pushing.
And as I say that, Proto gets a little bit of a drift out of Williams. We'll see what the time is as we go across the timing line, because I feel that Sfax has made up a little bit of time on these guys here. Not much. It's made some, not much. Proto, ugly exit out of Brundle. And as I say that, Sfax has an equally ugly exit, very similar to old performance. Pushing too hard, getting too eager. Right, we'll leave those boys there. We're going to jump in and check on Scrapper. So Scrapper is now tucked nicely behind Gamble. Gamble is 12 seconds off the leader. It's the only battle he's having right now is to hold on to that 6th spot. Catches the curb and the dirt, has a bit of a spin. Oh, unfortunate for Scrapper there, absolutely unfortunate. Going to be kicking himself. Absolutely kicking himself. But with these cars, it's just so easy to do. The lack of traction control can make it literally a gamble when driving these cars. So an unfortunate spin for Scrapper there. At least there was no other cars involved. He's only got himself to kick in the shins for that one. Okay, we'll leave Scrapper where he's at and we'll check in on Neil B. We've got Neil B in the Treble 8 Porsche, chasing down Fruity Par in car number 17. He's rocking the same livery as Darren actually. So Neil B is just over half a second down on Fruity, chasing him down to get himself into the top 10. And as I say 10, we're just over 10 minutes left in this race. I totally agree as well. It must be something to the British tracks. When you hit the grass on the British tracks, it's like they've gone out that weekend and just given a nice good dousing of some oil, because you hit the grass and you just slide and you keep sliding. So with just on 10 minutes to go, currently Dan in first, O Performance in second, Racing Rich sitting in third. We've got Proto Dan Man in fourth, Imagis Fax in fifth, Vicious Gamble in sixth, Jonah Liam holding seventh, Roto in eighth, Scrapper in ninth, Freaky Par in 10th, Neil B is in 11th, Stevie Mag holding 12th, and Nick Venus Terror, wheel training as he calls it, sat in 13th. Closest battle on track right now is, and I want to say, for the big points, is Proto still hanging onto the back of Racing Rich. So very similar pace, although I think if Proto wants to make that pass, he's going to have to do something special. He's going to have to really dig and get slightly aggressive and make things uncomfortable for Racing Rich. However, Racing Rich is a bit of a cool character. He does not phase easily with intimidation and has enough lap time under his belt to make it work. Does get a little bit loose there, allows Proto to make up some time. However, Proto takes a very, very weird line, as the two of them do, coming out of Williams. So track temperature hasn't changed, so maybe they're just struggling with the heat in the tyres, because both guys here are now starting to lose the back end. So maybe we're starting to lose the tyres here with the temperature. Proto Dan 0.3 down on Racing Rich. If we can stick with him, we could possibly see a move in turn 1. They managed to keep it right under his wing here as they go through Murray's. I do feel, looking at that gap, he's not close enough. Not yet. We need to be right under his wing to make a move here. So these guys are going to go around for another lap. I'm sure we'll see a few more exhibitions of good battling. I don't want to leave this one, however. I am now going to jump down and check on Roto for 11th. Because Roto is chasing down. Sorry, Jonah Liam is chasing down Roto. Jonah's in a decent race. Interesting to see how he deals with Roto. Can he apply the pressure and dispatch him, or is Roto going to hold his nerve and just keep him at bay? Oh no! Roto gets it all wrong. Gets it all wrong there. Coming out of Agostini. That allows Jonah to close right up. Almost touching there as they head into Oggie's. Slight contact. Now, I would dare say that could be a steward's inquiry incident there. There was a bit of contact there, maybe a slight push. We'll see what comes into the steward's room after the race. I'm not going to make a call on the stream, but I think there could be grounds for something there. I don't know. Depends how the guys deal with it. And on that note, Roto's pushing too hard now. He's obviously a little bit frustrated. Pushing too hard, got it all wrong, and has dropped back even further. Real unfortunate. Really unfortunate there. That was looking to be a really good battle. Roto needs to just take a breath, focus, and then just dig in. A bit of a military term, isn't it? Dig in. Let's go and check on Neil. So Neil sat in 11th. Freaky Par is in 10th. And I've just seen Stevie Mag in the background there. 1.9 down on Neil. So it'll be interesting to see if Steve Mag can catch up with Neil and get involved in some of the action here. He hasn't been involved in any action so far. And he's not too far back. He's far enough, but you know, if if we start seeing a really good battle between Fruity Par and Neil, I can potentially slow them down a little bit, allow Stevie Mag just to reel them in slightly and get involved in some of the action. They're starting to take that. Oh, Fruity Par gets it a little bit wrong, catches the inside curve. Looks like Stevie Mag's going to make it through. Is he going through? Yeah, looks like Stevie Mag's made the move on Fruity Par there. Fruity Par got it all wrong, catching the curb. And gets a little bit loose. Yeah, he's struggling a little bit with the temperatures. Right, we're going to jump back. Although this is developing, we are going to jump back. Yeah, up to check on Proto and Racing Rich. This battle is still going on. These guys have been at this the entire race. The entire race. So, over the line we come, in at turn 1, through Riches, heading towards Montreal. Just under half a second down. Can't say Proto was driving really well this evening. Both got a really clean line through there. Right, we're just knocking on 3.5 minutes left of this second race of the evening. And the race has been full of plenty of action. We've driver swaps, we've lost drivers as well. Just as Proto gets it a little bit unsteady there. Dan's comfortably in the lead here. Unless something goes wrong in the next few minutes, I think we're going to see a double win from Darren. Yeah, Proto's pushing it a little bit too hard. He's getting a lot of drift in some of these corners now. And the hard thing is, if you light the tyres up on these cars, cooling the tyres down before the next corner, it's extremely hard. Right, we're going to jump back down, check in on Scrapper. 0.2 down on Roto, so he's finally caught him back up. Does he have enough pace to try and make a move and take back that position that he lost just a few laps ago? Scrapper's carrying some pace in there. We're just going to start catching. Who's this to catch now? Car number 82. That's Venus Terra being lapped. Gets in the way. Good sportsmanship there. Didn't want to get involved in what was going on, should I say. So that was good drills for the lap cars there. So Scrapper's lost a little bit of time to Roto, so he's still got some work to do to try and pull him in. Let's check in on Racing Rich and Proto. So Racing Rich, he's pulled a little bit away from Proto. Proto's just over half a second. It's almost like he's towing him round with a rope, an REC recovery. It's like Proto's got the pace, but just not enough just to make that final percentage just to get past him. Well, the pressure is on Rich because he is holding a podium spot, third place. So there is a bit of pressure on. He needs to make sure that every single corner, every single braking zone, he gets it right. So if he doesn't, Daniel will be right through and just taking it straight off him. Yeah, probably going a little bit loose. However, he has closed the gap quite a bit. He's not giving in here. We are under 60 seconds left of this race. And the leader is now on the final lap. So I think it's safe to say that this race is going to be Darren's. It'll be a double win for him. He'll be absolutely happy with that. Just looking down to see any other battles. We're going to cut away from this one. See how I do in turn 1. I'm going to jump back in and check in on the Roto and Scrapple. scrapper ordeal. Yep, right, I'm going to check in the Scrapper and Roto, see how they're doing here. What's this, if Scrapper's actually putting a push on here, but I don't think he is. Doesn't seem to be. No. Right, so Darren coming into the last few corners of the circuit as he comes round Williams for the last time, enters the Bentley Straight for the last time tonight. Sure, Darren would be very, very happy and comfortable with 2 wins. However, we may see a judge inquiry for that incident from race 1, yet to be determined. Yeah, he is. He's holding his own, Diesel, mate. Proto and Rich are really at it for both races tonight. So as we see the race leader making his way around Coram. Is it Coram? He's got the time, just take it nice and safe. Catches a bit of curb there on Murray's. Down the centre straight to bring home for first place. So congratulations, Darren, on his win. Little flash of the lights from car number 19 at Performance as he comes round Murray's to take home second. Great racing from the pair. And we're going back round to check on. Oh, now it looks like Proto passed him. Oh no! So Proto go past Rich as we were watching the leaders. Gets an ugly exit at Murray's and then gives it back to Racing Rich. Oh, great race from the two of them. Fantastic race. Sfax comes over to finish in 4th. Get Vicious Gamble, closely followed by Jonah Liam here. He needs a very clean exit from Murray's to make sure he doesn't throw away this position he's got, and he gets it. So car number 5, Vicious Gamble, not long return to the club. Gets 6th with Jonah Liam behind him in 7th. Great racing from the pair. Some good battles tonight, really good battles. Scrapper has passed Roto and comes over the line to get 8th. Roto's clearly had an off as we were watching the race leaders, and rolls home in 9th. So good racing. We've got Neil B bringing home car treble 8 for a 10th spot. And then we drop back down to car 666, the Devilman himself, Steve Mag, in 11th. Fruity Power will take 12th, and Phoenix Terror 13th. So there we go, guys. There we go. That is tonight's race. 2 races of the Snetterton race circuit in the UK. We look forward to seeing you next week when we will be at Silverstone for what I feel to be a very, very different race with these cars. So thank you for watching. Thank you if you got involved in the chat. That's all for me. I shall catch you all next week. Once the stream's finished, this will all be uploaded onto the club's YouTube page for you to watch back as you see fit. Right, troops, take care. See you later.